Hello friends, in today's video we're going to be working on this Ford Smax. This particular model is 2008 and the engine size is 1.8 TDCI. The issue is that cylinder 3 uh, is misfiring. So by doing further research we found out that the coolant is leaking into the cylinder 3. That's why the engine is running rough. Once you drive it for 20 to 30 minutes, the coolant will disappear completely from the coolant bottle. We did all the search around the engine block. There isn't any leak, external leak from the radiator, from the coolant bottle, the expansion tank. So as I mentioned, that the suspect is the cylinder 3, where the head gasket is leaking water into the cylinder. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna try using K-Seal head gas kit repair fluid. So basically we are using K-Seal ultimate permanent head gasket repair solution. It says that it also seals crack heads and cracked blocks. Powerful trade trusted formula to repair coolant leaks. Simple to use, just shake, pour and go. Anti-rust protection, money back guarantee, 99% success rate. And so what happens here is that it says independently tested to meet the requirement. Seals holes up to 0.025 inches cracks up to 0.0 inches. It says proven not to block even the narrowest waterways in the cooling system. If K-Seal Ultimate doesn't fix your head gasket failure, crack, block or the rest, you can claim a full refund. Visit the website for full details of our money back guarantee. So obviously that's something, they will not accept the money back guarantee side of it if you don't follow the proper procedures. The money back guarantee side of it, you'll have to go on the website to claim if it doesn't work. So it says tech tip: over pressurizing cooling system. Symptoms: bubbles in overflow tank, exhaust gas odor from the tank. So what happens is when we start the engine, we start to see the bubbles in the expansion tank. So basically the pressure inside the cylinder head becomes so intense that it starts backfiring, and that's why we see the bubbles in the expansion tank bottle. So basically it says add K-Seal directly to the radiator or via radiator top hose to bypass the overflow. So heat a tank or drain some coolant, mix with K-Seal and add it back to the cooling system. This helps prevent K-Seal being trapped in the overflow tank, so it can effectively reach the failure point. So basically disable the spark plug or injectors in the offending cylinder to reduce the pressure into the cooling system, and run the engine up to temperature more than once. It says avoid loading the engine, so just leave it at idle while K-Seal is working. So it says not suitable for oil leaks, only add to the coolant system. So the direction here is shake bottle valve and add via radiator or top hose when possible, especially with the overpressure system. When adding via overflow tank, repair may take longer. So it says start the engine and run up to normal operating temperature to allow the K seal to circulate fully around the cooling system. Leave heater control at cold. Leak normally stops within 3 to 5 minutes, but may require more than one heat cool cycle. So basically that means that once the engine gets to the normal temperature, you just turn the engine off, let it cool down, then start again. So you just repeat that procedure for around about 4 or 5 times for the K seal to work. And then it says KC Ultimate will make a seal when there is a pressure difference in the cooling system at the failure point. Right, important. K seal mixes with all types of coolant antifreeze. There is no need to drain or flush the system prior to adding the product. Unlike many other products, the K seal Ultimate works equally well if there is only water in the cooling system. K seal Ultimate is suitable for use with all water cooled engines. One bottle treats all cars and SUVs. Light trucks for large heavy duty vehicles use 2 bottles. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to try this K seal bottle, the fluid, and we'll give you the feedback on whether it works or not on our car here, which we are working on. So just gonna crack on with it. To start off with, we're gonna shake the bottle well. Okay, we're gonna use a funnel. As you can see, the expansion tank is a bit further inside the compartment, the engine compartment. Just gonna break the seal here. And then gonna pour the whole bottle. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add little coolant into the bottle. Right, so we added a little bit coolant into this bottle. So we're gonna rinse it, and then we're gonna pour all the leftover K seal into the expansion tank. So that's that nicely done. We're gonna keep the bottle. Obviously, if it doesn't work, we can try claiming our money back on it. So just gonna put the lid back on. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the heater on a cold air and gonna crank up the engine. You'll notice that the engine is a bit rough to start off with. It's to do with the water seeping into the cylinder 3 where the head gasket is damaged. So that's why the water is going in. In a normal circumstances, the water shouldn't get into the cylinder head. I mean, the water shouldn't leak into the cylinders where the combustion cycle happens. So just gonna crank the car up now, and gonna run it for like 10 to 15 minutes to see whether it has done any repair. So just gonna crank up the engine. You can notice that the engine is running a bit rough. That is to do with the cylinder 3 misfiring. So we're gonna run the car till it hits the normal temperature. Just gonna take you inside the cabin to show you the temperature gauge, which is at cold at the moment. Right, so we're gonna take you at the back of the car. So it doesn't smoke as bad as I was expecting. So we're into our third minute. What we're gonna do is we're gonna run it for 15 minutes, then we're gonna turn it off, and then we have to do the heat and cold cycles for 4 or 5 times for the fluid to work in the engine block. So just gonna take you back to the cabin. Well, we're gonna keep an eye on the temperature gauge. Right, it's been 5 minutes so far. I'm constantly monitoring the temperature by touching the radiator lower pipe, which is this one here, and the top pipe, this one here. Still running a bit rough, but certainly it's a bit better than before. So we're gonna keep running the engine, and they're gonna get back to you after a while. Right, it's been 7 minutes since we started the engine. So now we're gonna take the expansion tank lid off to assess any bubbles inside the expansion tank. We don't see any bubbles at the moment, so it's working. Right, so just gonna show you the temperature gauge. So far so good. So just gonna go at the back of the car and assess the smoke. Still smoking. It's not like a steamy type of smoke. So basically there's no steam, it's just a pure exhaust gases coming out. Right, here we go, friends. It's been half an hour since we started the procedure. So the temperature is at middle at the moment. So that is around about 85 degree. So the car is not overheating as it was before. So it seems like the fluid is working fine. But as I mentioned, that you have to do cold and hot cycles 4 to 5 times in order to make the things happening right. So just gonna turn the ignition off now. So we're gonna let the car cool down for a couple of hours, and then we're gonna start again, and hopefully that should sort the problem out. In our case, it has worked fine because before, if you run the car for half an hour, the car would overheat, and so the first thing it would do is start to lose all the coolant, and then it will overheat all the way to the red, and then the engine would cut out. So in our case, after pouring K-Seal head gasket repair fluid in, the car hasn't lost any coolant, and also the temperature hasn't gone all the way to the red. So just gonna prove that to you by opening the engine hood, and I'm gonna show you the coolant level. So just gonna open the bonnet. There you go. So before we're gonna take you to the engine compartment, just gonna start the car again. There we go. Started fine without any hesitation. There's no vibration. Seems like all 4 cylinders are firing nicely. So just gonna take you to the engine compartment. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna let the engine cool down, and then I'm gonna open the expansion tank lid. Right, there we go. So it's still day one. I waited for the engine to cool down. So just gonna open the expansion tank, because before, when you open the expansion tank, the coolant will disappear. So just gonna check it today, the situation. There we go. So the coolant level is still at full. It hasn't lost any coolant. So let me just turn the light on. Yeah, just gonna take the camera closer. Right, so just gonna show you the bottle from inside. Yeah, so it's still at full. It's got them little particles from the K-seal floating around, but the coolant bottle is full, so that is looking good. So in our case, it has worked fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let the engine cool down even more, and we're gonna start the car up tomorrow for the second heat and cold cycle. So As I mentioned, we're gonna do that 4 or 5 times. So start the car up, run it for half an hour, and then turn it off, let it cool down, and then start the procedure again once the engine is cold. Right, it's day 2. So just gonna try starting the car up. Because they would struggle to start. So let's see what happens today. Alright, apologies for the display, because that is another issue which we need to deal with at later stage. Again, you can see the temperature is at cold. The blower is running, but at cold air. So just gonna crank up the car. There we go, it has started normal, and the roughness is gone. It's not as bad as it was before. So just gonna take you to the engine bay again. So just remember, this is day 2, second attempt. So just gonna take you to the engine compartment. There we go. So it has worked on our car. The engine is running a lot more smoother. You could tell that all 4 cylinders are firing nicely without any misfire. Just going to take you at the back of the car. There we go. So now we are at the back of the car. So this is just a normal smoke from the engine. There is no steam or any abnormal smoke coming out of the exhaust. I hope this video will help you sort out your problem on your car. Thank you very much for watching the video.